Hi, my name is Jackie Lee Price and welcome to Shadowboxruk. So hi and welcome to Shadowboxruk UK. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good. I'm over here in Lanzarote. The weather is good. Life is good. I can't complain. How are you?
I'm good. Let me just tell my team who you are. So for those who may or may not know you, I don't know, they must have been living under a rock. But today's guest is a welterweight boxer.
Super lightweight.
Boxing out of... Oh, super lightweight now.
Yeah.
You want to sort that box wreck out
100%, 100%.
Okay, so super lightweight boxer from Lanzarote, Champions Gym in Lanzarote, by way of Limerick.
Yeah.
Oi, Reeves.
100%.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm enjoying the weather. I'm enjoying the very hard training, and I'm living my best life.
So you got a lot of, obviously not in lockdown, just as we're about to go into a lockdown.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't even know what to say. I really don't know what to say. All I say is just enjoy every minute of it. Do you know what I mean?
Times are tough, aren't they? You just kind of, like we kind of realise now what we used to take for granted, even just going for coffees with mates inside restaurants and stuff like that. We can't do that no more, you know what I mean? Like, so it's mental.
Yeah. Before we talk about your story, can I get your view on the Usyk and Chisora fight on Saturday night? What are your views?
My views were it was a very kind of interesting fight. It was great for Chisora to see like him going for it, like really going for it. And it kind of, I think Usyk answered a lot of questions as well with his chin, with how he can handle the bigger man coming at him and stuff like that. But I think it's kind of showed a lot as well. Like he's able to beat like these British level and European level heavyweights, but like when it comes to the world level, I couldn't see Usyk beating Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua. You know. So
a lot of the feedback has come back as I guess, you know, oh, he's not going to, like you've just said, he's not going to be able to handle those guys. And I interviewed someone the other day. I'm actually going to put it up later on today. A 3 weights, 3 times world champion, and he was saying a similar thing. He only thinks the only person that could beat him is Fury, funnily enough.
Yeah. With Fury, with his height and with his boxing, I think Usyk is just like, obviously on paper, Usyk is like the best boxer out of all them guys, like from his movement, his angles and his stuff like that. But when you get into the ring against a giant, it don't matter how good you can move. There's 12 rounds and you're in a small ring, so you're going to get caught at some point, you know?
Do you think we saw everything though, or do you think he was holding back a little bit? Because he started kind of slow, obviously, because he's trying to work Chisora out.
Yeah.
Because we knew that he was going to come throwing some heavy bombs.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you think he showed everything?
Maybe he was pacing himself a bit because he was thinking like, all right, this guy may be saving it for the last 4 rounds to pushing it. So maybe he was kind of pacing himself. But it was interesting because I heard a David Hay interview, and what David Hay was saying, like a lot of people saying Usyk didn't look great, but it's not because Usyk had a bad day. It's because Chisora fought his game plan and put Usyk off. So like we don't know if he was saving himself, or we don't know if it was Chisora that make him look bad. Because you know me as a boxer and as a kind of technical in and out fighter, when a guy's kind of coming at you and sitting on your chest, even if you beat him, you're not going to look fantastic doing it, you know, because he's smart on your work.
100%. Listen, you know, obviously Povetkin now is, God bless him, he's got COVID-19, so that fight is postponed. What do you reckon, though? I know apparently that's now been put back to, I think, January the 20-something. What do you reckon, though? Do you reckon they should... Oh, it would have been nice, though, to slip in... If they'd have slipped in a fight with Chisora, who do you reckon would have won that trilogy?
Looking at the last fight, you kind of have your edging towards Dylan White. But now, like with David Hay and with Chisora training, like they have a lot of talk about like they're only improving, and a lot of that is talk. But maybe Chisora, against when he fought Dylan White out of shape and not the best shape, he might have got stopped by Usyk the other night, so he could be improving. But what I don't know is that it'd be a big risk fight for Dylan White, especially after coming off a loss from Povetkin. even before he gets the rematch, to have this big fucking fight again, it's big risk, you know.
Yeah, I think when he dropped it on Eddie, Eddie was like, in one sense thinking, yeah, that sounds good, but then in the other sense thinking exactly what you've just said, like, oh, it's a little bit of it could be a little bit of a challenge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely a massive fan-friendly fight, and for people who like to see fighting, it's a fan-friendly fight. But for Dylan White and his career, it's a risky move.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
So let's talk about your career. I mean, obviously you had a really great amateur career, 2 times national champion. Just tell my fans a little bit about you, in case, because obviously you've been boxing quite a lot in America. You turned over in '98. Yeah, America and Canada. So some people, some of the British fans may not know everything about you. So just tell me a little bit first about your amateur career. What led you into boxing?
What got me into boxing, I was kind of like, I was just a little fat kid, about 9, 10. Used to get bullied and used to get like messed about. Never really had like was able to fight and was able to like take a good beat and stuff like that. But it's just like I used to be always coming home busted up and stuff like that. My father used to be just like not even surprised when I used to be coming in busted up. He was like, "Listen, man, I'm just gonna bring you around to the boxing gym, you know." And then for the first couple of years, I was just going because my friends was going training, you know, from about 10 to 13 going, and I started, like, but even in them 3 years, I've always got to the national final, even like when I wasn't hitting the series and stuff like that. So I was always kind of somewhat awkwardly gifted, you know, like when like just throwing shots that just firing, like, you know. So I was going well, and then I think when I was 14, I just kind of decided like that, because nobody was making me go to the gym no more. My father didn't care if I went or not, so it was kind of off my own back. So I needed to realize that I want to hang around the streets with the guys, or that I want to stay boxing. So thank God, I chose to keep boxing, you know. And then even for that, then like for years afterwards, I was taking it serious and at amateur level serious, which what I found out now, like training as a pro and having to live that lifestyle, is it's nothing towards the professional style, you know. It's my job now. This is my lifestyle now, and like it's not just running, it's not just sparring. It needs to be your diet, it needs to be your sleep, it needs to be your like what you do on the weekends. It needs to be your lifestyle, you know what I mean? So I never took it as serious as I should have, because I had so much more potential looking back, that if I actually put in the work along with my talent, I would have went so much further. But I won a lot of good tournaments. Like I won the Celtic Box Cup twice. I won the Haringey Box Cup over in Alexander Palace before. That was a great tournament. Won national titles, and beat a lot of good kids internationally and stuff like that. And thank God things was on my side, and eventually ended up getting a couple of different pro contract offers. And even then, when I got the pro contract offers, I still didn't know if is this my future? Do I definitely want to do this? Because I know that if I'm going to be fighting in front of thousands of people, like I need to fucking make sure that I'm ready, because I'm not getting a show made out of myself. You know what I mean? I need to be ready, like, and I need to give it my all. And then one day, then I just realized like that, like I have 3 younger sisters looking up to me. I have like a couple, like I have people back home depending on me and stuff like that. I'm like we can all fucking work a 9-to-5 job and like be unhappy and survive. But I don't want to survive. I want to live. Like, so I said, yeah, let's do it. I'll just give it my everything for my next 10 years, and we'll see where it goes. And thank God I ended up meeting a promoter from Toronto, Canada, Lee Baxter Promotions, and we ended up talking back and forth for a couple of weeks and months over the phone and stuff like that. I ended up going over to Bilbao, sparring the European champion, and he was professional champ. I think he was like 33-0 at the time, and with like 30 knockouts, and I ended up doing really, really well against him.
What was he? What was he? 33, was he?
I think it was 33-0. I think he was. Common Legara, yeah.
I just want to hear you say that again.
Oh, yeah. For that English people, yeah. You're like, what? Yeah. Well, you said 33 or something, isn't it?
No, what do you say?
33.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's the correct. That's the correct way to say, you know. But yeah.
It is. Go on. Sorry.
But yeah, so I ended up doing really, really well against him, and I helped that guy prepare for Frankie Gavin. and he ended up going on stopping Frankie Gavin in his fight that I had them prepare for. And then Lee Baxter got back onto me. I told him what I was kind of looking for. He totally agreed. We signed the contract, and then I went professional. I think it was the 20th of November 2018. And since then,
so it's this month, isn't it? It's 2 years this month.
Yeah, 100%. And I would have loved to have been fighting like what like the way we were looking with like on the contract and stuff like that. We would have fought like maybe 12 or 13 times already. But obviously with Corona, with things gone wrong in my last fight, things kind of got put in pause and held back, unfortunately. But since then, I've had 6 fights, and I've had a very exciting career so far, and it's only the beginning. Like in my 3rd professional fight, I fought Madison Square Gardens on St. Patrick's Day, and in my 4th fight, I headlined my own show in Toronto. So I've been doing it right.
Can I ask you about that? What is it like? Sorry to cut across you, but what is it like, especially on St. Patrick's Day, one of the biggest days in the Irish calendar, to fight at Madison Square Gardens? For anyone that doesn't know anything about boxing, it's like, do you know what I mean? That is
Mecca.
That is not, but that's the sort of thing that you should be doing later on in your career. And here you are in your 3rd fight. What's that like? What is that like?
See, I'm a kind of guy like that. I'm very tunnel vision. Like I never kind of get blown away by lights or by people or by anything. Like if I meet the president, I'm like, nice to meet you. Thank you very much. Like I'm gonna be in your position someday. Like I don't give a shit if you're the president. Someday I'm gonna be the president. So like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, and so I'm just kind of, I'm so much in the moment and just zoned in and realize what I gotta do that I don't stop and kind of look around and be grateful for what I have until afterwards. And still now, it's like sometimes I stop and I think of like, fought Madison Square Gardens on St. Patrick's Day. But then I have to shake off my head and be like, no, that was the start. Now I'm gonna come back and headline St. Patrick's Day in Madison Square Gardens for a world title, you know.
Yeah. Well, so who, you know, and on your 4th fight, let's be fair, who headlines on their 4th fight? Who does that?
Well, yeah, it was a big move. It was, thank God, like as I said, Lee Baxter Promotions. Like he man's a businessman and he's a great mind, and like he gets butts in seats. And like me as a person, like thank God, Canada has a massive Irish following. So what happened was I did really well in Madison Square Gardens, and he was like, you know what? He's like, your next fight we have to step you up to a six rounder. So I'd like, listen, I think you should headline this show in Toronto because we have a lot of Irish fans coming on doing it. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. And he's like, but listen, he goes, it's gonna have to be like, obviously if you're headlining the show, you're the main event, so it's gonna have to be a step up fight. Like, and I'm like, listen, I'm not in this sport to fucking beat Johnny, man. I wanna fight people who's testing me. And he's like, okay, cool. So at my 4th fight, I fought a guy called something. He was Argentinian anyway, but he had 21 fights, 19 wins, and 12 KOs. So he had 4 times the knockouts than I actually had professional fights, like, you know. So that was a great experience. And thank God I watched him fight. He only fought a Canadian recently to that and dropped him with a big left hook. And I was like, okay, he's a big left hook. What should I be looking out for? So I just kept watching Joe Calzaghe versus Jeff Lacey. Just kept watching that fight. And then so soon as I went into the ring, I just swarmed him. And thank God I ended up stopping him and finishing him in the 1st round. So that was a great day as well.
Nice. Looking at your career thus far, right, you've had some really, you've been very, very lucky. Yeah. But with hindsight, would you have, if you had to go back and go, okay, from the beginning, had an excellent debut. I saw that online, obviously, and just you came out and you were confident and poised in your accuracy and all of that, right? And then you get all these other opportunities. Do you think, though, with hindsight, that maybe those opportunities came a little bit too quickly, or do you think like, fuck it, I just took them and whatever happens, happens?
No, I don't think they came too quickly at all because, I'm not a big-headed person. Like as I said, like I don't be looking back like, oh yeah, I've done this and I've done that. I'm just like, I look to the future and what I can be like. So I think for somebody that wants to achieve what I want to achieve, I need to be on big shows and I need to be blinded by the lights and I need to be put into positions that's going to make me uncomfortable and stuff like that, because when the day comes, I don't want to be surprised by anything. And and I have to thank also Billy Joe Saunders very much, because in his fight, when he fought in Los Angeles, he invited me there, and so I came with him as Team Saunders for the week. And so I've got to see the ins and outs of what it's like, you know, in the background of a world title fight, and like what it's like for a world champion to be fighting. So I've seen all the ins and outs of boxing, and I know what they expect. I suppose the only thing that I've never kind of passed heat to, which I should have, is that there's a lot of negatives in some people in boxing. So you need to make sure as a professional fighter that you have a great team around you, because if your team's not strong, if your ship's not strong, it's going to sink, you know. And if you don't have the people who believe in you as much as you believe in yourself, then you can't expect to go far, you know. So thank God, like in my last fight, as you know, I ended up losing, but like it was crazy, because like 2 fights previous to that, I fought 2 6-round fights. And then I fought this fight, and it ended up being a 4-rounder. And I didn't know what was going on fight week. I didn't have nobody with me in my hotel fight week. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't have no support. I was kind of whirlwinded, you know, and just everything with everything.
Can I ask you about that? Sorry to cut you, but I find that, I'm a coach, right? Yeah. And I find that astounding. Listen, I don't know other people's circumstances, but I'm just asking from your point of view. How do you end up in a situation where you're there? Because I've heard about this. You're there. You're sort of sitting around going, "Where's my coach?" And
yeah,
in terms of like where your head must have been.
Up my ass.
How does that? I can't even. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying to think of a suitable excuse as to why that might have happened. When I heard that, I was like, "Oh, maybe, you know." I'm a person that tries to look at things from both sides, right? Yeah. Oh, maybe this, maybe that. But I'm listening to you and I'm saying, here's this kid, he's sitting there waiting for his coach. Can you just tell me what happened? Because yeah, tell me what happened.
Like from my recollection, I think it was down in Newcastle. So I was training in Sheffield at the time. So I told my coach on the Tuesday or Wednesday that I'm heading to Newcastle, and that I have your hotel paid for from Wednesday till Sunday. So whenever you want, come down, and like you know, we'll do the teamwork and all this stuff. And so yeah, fucking ended up going down to the hotel and chilling for the next couple of days. Kind of like, I didn't have a weighing scale with me either, so I was like, I wonder what my weight is. I didn't know. And like I've never fought on like an English show even, so I didn't have anyone to tell me like what I should or should not expect or anything like that.
But you know, you're saying you were chilling. Do you mean chilling as in not training at all? Weren't even tapering down?
I was like in my room thinking about what I'll do in my fight, like in shadowboxing, and just in my room, like. But I didn't know anybody there. I didn't really have nobody, so I didn't really like. It was about I think it was 4 days. Yeah, 4 days in the room. And then the weigh-in there came, and I ended up having to meet one of the guys before the weigh-in, got my weight checked, and thank God I ended up being 139 pounds. Or 139.9 pounds. So I had to go in and eat breakfast, because I was like starving myself before the like the last 2 days, because I didn't know what my weight was gonna be. So I was like 2 or 3 pounds on the weight. So I went away and ate, and then I weighed in about 141 or 42 pounds. The kid weighed in a bit heavier, but when I got to the weigh-in, I was like still looking for my coach, and one of the guys from MTK was like, listen, the guy weighed in a couple of pounds heavier. Where's your coach? And we get him to skip it off or whatever like that. And I'm like, oh, he's not here. And they're like, oh, what do you want to do? And I'm like, of course I want to fight. I said,
that's not my job.
Yeah, that's not my job.
Hold on, that's not my job.
I said, no, I said, let the guy off. I said, we'll fight. And they were like, yeah, cool. So, because obviously, listen, I'm a gladiator. I don't want to worry about all this shit. I just want to fight. Like, just let me fight. And so then finished that. And thank God I got help of like the likes of, like, as I said, Billy Joe Saunders and Greg Marriott, the nutritionist, was both on the video chat to me that day and really gave me some mental support, you know, like just like, listen, don't get anything in your head, just fucking go and enjoy, go and carb up now and like refuel and stuff like that. So that was cushy, and obviously a couple of family and friends from back home flew over, so I got to see them on weigh-in there, so that was class as well, you know. But obviously they don't know what we were doing in training. They don't know what I've been doing in and out of training. So they're not going to give me the support that I need, like a coach should, you know, like let me know, like reassure me, this, that. And so just kind of feeling deflated, you know, like wondering, like this wouldn't have been, like for my first 5 fights, I trained with Declan Fitzgerald from Limerick, who was my previous amateur coach and was doing brilliant with me as a professional. I just kind of, I ended up, Kell Brook ended up watching my 5th fight, and he introduced me to going to Sheffield and was like, listen, you need to progress and to become the professional that we know you can be. Come here and train here. So I was like, yes, that makes sense, like 100%. So I did that. And looking back, if I had my amateur coach in my corner with me fight week, I would have stopped that kid. I would have stopped that kid in 4 rounds. You know what I mean? And
but in some respects, do you not now think? I mean, of course it's a disappointment, but they always say that sometimes going through certain experiences teaches you a lot more than if you were kind of going on a straight win. I mean, don't get me wrong. How can I put it? That's a difficult thing for any fighter to go through.
Definitely.
But now can you kind of go, because you've moved on obviously from the Ingle gym. I'm guessing that's the reason why.
Yeah, that was the reason. Basically, yeah, just like how am I gonna put trust in the future of my career if something like this is possible to ever happen again? So I just like I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful to train, but like come fucking fight week, like that's never supposed to have to happen. Like maybe an amateur sport, but not in a professional. Not my career, you know. Not my career. And
no, not even in amateurs. I'm sorry, but not
in
amateurs.
So then fight day comes. So I wake up, I go down, I have my own breakfast and stuff like that. Still no message off my coach or anything like that. So so I said to my amateur coach, Decky, like he was over there with his brother Jeff, like 2 legends, and they were there, and I said to him, I was like, listen, I don't know if this guy's gonna show up later. So if he doesn't, can you do my corner? And they were like yeah, of course, yeah, but like shocked, like that I was even asking that question, you know. And looking back, I would have had them in my corner because they knew what I'm capable of. They know my belief, and they would have taught me stick to my boxing, stay along, outbox the kid, which that's what my bread and butter is, you know. But so I ended up going through fight there. Goes to the venue. I'm there about 2 hours before my fight. Still looking around, still no coach or don't know what. I even said that a guy who was training some other kid who was fighting on the show in the dressing rooms. I was like, sorry, buddy, can you wrap my hands for my fight? And he was looking at me like, what? And I was like, yeah. But he ended up, the guy ended up coming about 45 minutes before my fight then. Got on my wraps, quick gloves, rushed, running up and down the halls, trying to get warmed up and stuff like that. And then, just, it was the perfect storm for something to go wrong. But listen, I do truly believe I've been through lots of very hard times in my life, and I've come out a lot worse than losing a fight. But obviously at that time it was the worst thing that ever could have happened to me, you know, because I had nearly 100 people that travelled on a plane to come over and watch me fight. The last thing I needed was like to mess up like that or to have no support in my corner, you know, so it was tough.
I don't think people mind travelling to see somebody. I think more it's a case of people being more upset about what you went through. Do you know what I mean? But there must have been some really great, because they have got a great team over there in Sheffield at the Ingle gym. There must have been some great moments. Can you share some moments that you think, bloody hell, you know what, this is, I mean, I know you said about Billy Joe Saunders, amazing that he's had your back and you've got loads of advice from him, but are there any other people that you think, do you know what, I'll take that and I'll keep that in my back pocket?
Definitely. I've learned so much training with Kell Brook, Willie Hutchinson, Liam Williams, Kid Galahad, Yves Nagabo, all these guys. Like me and Kell Brook are really, really close, and he's the reason that I've went to Sheffield in the first place, like, you know, and we still talk every day on Snapchat and stuff now, me and Kell, you know. So I think like being in the rings, body spam with all these world champions and these champs, fucking sharing rings with them 8 to 10 rounds, body spam, get matched up with them, seeing the competitive side of it, seeing like the shit talk and how mentally strong you need to be rather than physically strong is stuff that I take with me into training now in Lanza. It's no good just being okay on a run. You have to be the best on the run. And when you're the best on run, you chat shit to everybody else. And it's not because you think you're better than them. It's because you want to get the best out of them as well, you know? Yeah, my man. Like when I came here, we've another professional in the gym, Francie the Butcher Boy. He's a legend. He's a good, very good kid, all right? When I came here, I was beating him on runs. And like I'd chat shit, and I was beating him on the treadmills, and then I went home for 2 weeks. And John kept saying like all right, so I went back home for 2 weeks, and John was like, listen, man, look, Francie, you need to wake up. He kept like pushing on Francie. Well, I promise you, I came back after that, and we did this run called the Calera, which I beat him on 2 weeks previous, and he smoked me. He smoked me. All right? So
I bet you like a silent now.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, but and that's what it is about. If you talk shit, you have to expect the shit back, and
hello,
you know, and so like then like you set the bar, and then you see these guys. If they're true champions, if some people are okay with getting beat, but if you're a champ, you need to get up there. You need to get up there. So now I'm getting beat on runs. So now I have to set the bar, and we just have to keep going. So stuff like that. Like when I was training in Sheffield and stuff like that, me and Kid Galahad used to be the best at running. We used to do the depth runs against each other all the time, and it used to be just shit talking. And trust me, we were coming close to death a lot of the time, you know. But like, that doesn't matter. I'm willing to die on a treadmill. I'm willing to die, you know. But I'm also gonna chat shit until I'm dead, you know. So I have to be great. I have to be grateful for all of that, for the sportsmanship, the competitive side of it, the mentally draining side of it that makes you stronger as a person and as an athlete.
It doesn't make it, you still sound incredibly positive about, even though you went through that experience. So what have you taken away from that loss? You know, what have you learned from it?
That you need a good team in boxing outside of the ring. You need people who believe in you. And if your gut has a feeling of something, go with it, and don't fucking and don't black it out, and don't ignore it and think that it's gonna pass. It's like, maybe it's okay, like if you're like, I have a bad feeling about eating in this restaurant, but I will eat it. That's cool, but not if it's your career and your life. Don't second guess it, you know. Like, cause one or two good people before that fight was like, listen, tell him fuck off and just do your own thing. And I was like, no, look, champs breed champs. So I was in my head like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. And then after the first round, I realized like that I'm kind of on my own here. Like, all right, fuck. And like, how are you supposed to give your all to somebody who doesn't give their all to you? And like, you know, so thank God that's what I have here when I'm in Lanzarote. I have a coach in Jonathan O'Brien, Thunder, who totally believes in me, who sees my potential, who brought me to the deep end of training, who pushed me through the gutters and seen what I'm really made of, who has me sparring, who see me sparring the best in Europe, some top quality people doing 6 rounds, and see what, and like it's not what you're able to do when you're fresh and when you're fresh and feeling good. It's when you're feeling bad. It's when your legs are sore, your body's tired, and somebody's punching at you. Then like, who's the real person behind the mask you put on social media? You know, that's what it's all about. Like, where's your heart?
I was going to say, can you see what does that say on there? It was a long speech, and I was trying to read it.
Which one? Can I see?
There's one above it, some very long speech.
Hopefully,
I can't see it.
Hopefully, 1 second. Oh. Is it Sarah Lee? I want to say I'm your biggest fan and what you do for the community. You're from nothing short of amazing. I think I know that guy.
So I must have felt the vibe. Do you know what I mean? The positive vibe.
You got the good vibe. Look, we have a lot of good people inside here. Thank God. And yeah, we have a lot of good people supporting, and appreciate you all. And Stephen Duncliffe is his birthday today, so happy birthday, Steve.
Oh, bless.
You know, so yeah.
Here's the thing, right? So, you know what? I'm a great believer, especially what you were just saying, is sometimes that you're supposed to, or you should listen to your instinct. You don't. There's a reason why your instinct's there saying X, Y, and Z. But do you know what? You learn a lesson, and I guess it was a hard lesson.
Very.
But it doesn't seem to have, you know, I don't get the feeling that it's hindered you at all.
No.
I feel like you've grown massively from that experience. I don't know you, but that's the feeling that I'm getting from you.
Definitely, because like it's different if I went into the ring and I boxed to the best of my ability and the better person on the night beat me. That would be tough to take, and like that would be like that's like then I'd have to go and question my ability and question how good am I. But I went in there with my head melted, with no open sparring previous to the fight, with like no game plan, no preparation, no anything. And instead of you fighting my 6 rounds and my 8 rounds, which I was sparring 10 rounds, body sparring with like world champions. So I wasn't doing no amateur 4 rounds. I was training for long, like slow pace, get into a fight. So like I let myself down. I didn't get beat by a better fighter. I got beat by a tough kid. And on the night I fought the complete wrong fight. So I know exactly what my ability is, and I know that when I put my head on it, when I have the team around me, and when I have a game plan, that when I show up 100%, there's nobody that will beat me. I promise you, I'm willing to die every time I fight, and I'm a gladiator. I fight. Look at my.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh no, but listen, that's like if you want to go to the best, if you want to get the most out of boxing, you need to be willing to give the most to boxing, and I am. And thank God I have Jono with me now, who's a great coach. I have a good team here. And I'm in a positive place, you know, and like I'm training here in Lanzarote. The weather's good, everything's good, but it don't mean shit. Yeah. It don't mean shit if you can't go into the ring and put on the performance. So I know what I am capable of, and I know that once I have a good team around me, the capabilities will be put into action. And yeah, that's why I'm not sitting around. So I sat around and I mobbed for about 2 days after that last fight, and then I was back on the treadmill running. Like since that fight, like I didn't stop and go away crying and feel sorry for myself. Yeah. I lost a lot of friends after that fight. I've lost, well, not real friends. I lost a lot of supporters. I lost a lot of sponsors. You know, like not real, but I lost a lot. But it don't mean shit, because you get blessings and lessons in life. You don't lose, you get lessons.
I like that.
And maybe it was a blessing that I got it that early in my career in a little 4-round blip, rather than for a title in front of millions of people. No, now I got the taste of it, and I don't like the taste of it, so I'm never going to eat it again.
Yeah.
You know?
One thing I will say to you is, like, some people don't understand that what their argument could be this, right? Oh, okay, so you've trained for a 10-round fight. Why couldn't you handle a 4-round fight? So yeah. Please explain. I know the answer to that, but it's not for me to say. So for those people that go, hold up, if you've just said there you've trained for a 10-round fight and all of a sudden you've got a 4-round fight and you don't win on a 4th-round fight, or you can't handle a 4-round fight, please take the stage, Elise.
Okay,
so give your answer.
So if you try to, when you're fighting as an amateur, everything is fast paced. Just get in, get out, blow in, blow out, blow in, like a 4-round fight, 3 and 4-round fight. Everything's a sprint. Everything's a sprint. But anything that's 6 rounds and over, you have to pace yourself. You have to be mentally prepared. Those gears you have to go through, like a marathon. Like a marathon runner isn't gonna fucking try to get his fastest 10K, because he won't make the 26 miles. He's only going, like, you're either going 10K or you're going 26 miles. And a marathon runner's never going to beat me on a 10K, because I'm fast at running, but I'm shit at running for far and slow, like, you know. So I was adjusted into start off in the round, get low, walk the body, walk your jab, sit, ride shots, and kind of build your way. So I came back after the first round, which I won, and the coach said, "What are you doing? You're making a life and death situation. Go and start working the body and getting close." And I'm like, okay, I've never actually done this in training. I don't know what the story is going on. So it was just it was just a whirlpool, and I was so used to being comfortable with 6 and 8 rounds that I was uncomfortable with 4 rounds. I was cushy. When I finished the fight, I was like, man, I feel like there's 2 and 4 rounds left. Like, I don't feel like I'm tired. I don't feel like it was just mentally draining. So yeah. So basically, I was a marathon.
That whole experience sounds a bit like just confusing. Do you know what? It's just like you'd be like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing now?
Yeah,
Is it 4? Is it 6? Is it? Am I? What am I supposed to be doing? Am I on the front foot? Am I on the back foot? Am I doing? Do you know what I mean?
100%, definitely, and like that's what it was. And then it was like trying to crumble 8 rounds into these 4 rounds, and like trying to get, and like, and it was just stressful. But you know what? I definitely don't want to sound like I'm pointing fingers, because I'm a man at the end of the day, and like I'm the man in the ring, and I'm the man that let myself down. No matter what happened outside the ring, obviously things could have been different, but they weren't. So it did happen, and I let myself down, and I apologize to the fans, and I apologize to everybody who was disappointed with me. But I promise anybody who's down me now, like, you just make sure that you stay off my bandwagon, that when I'm come back into winning ways, because things is going to come good for me with the help of God.
It's interesting because when I hear, so obviously because I come from the amateur side, I don't care when someone loses. I mean, obviously I care if someone loses,
yeah,
but it's not the be all and end all to me. It's like, well, just push yourself and come back again. Yeah. But I've noticed, obviously, you know, I'm hearing on the pro side it's very different, and you've obviously had a taste of that disappearing fans.
100%, yeah, definitely, because amateur boxing, like, you know, like, you do it out of enjoyment, you do it, it keeps you fit, you do it as a pastime. Like, it doesn't, like, unless you're real elite level, it doesn't like take up your whole, consume your life. But when you're professional, and if you want to be like a very good professional, it's your job, and it's your life, and it's a business. Before it's a sport, it's a business, boxing. So like, so this is why social media is so big, because I'm not just a fighter, I'm a brand, and I need to sell myself as a brand. And I know it's like to be honest, look, I might look good on social media, but I'm not a big social media guy. I don't like the fakeness of it. I don't like people like letting, like, obviously you have to spread positivity, and I'm all about positivity. Nobody's gonna come on and be like, oh yeah, I feel shit today, because nobody wants to see that. But yeah, I also don't like the fakeness, and like people like comparing themselves. Don't ever compare yourself off nobody from no part of social media, because it's fake. They're only showing you the best part of their lives. They're not showing you their shit days and their hangovers and their bird cheating on them and stuff like that, you know. So don't ever compare yourself. So yeah, just that's the massive difference, that you're a business and you're selling a brand. So if you lose, your brand loses, your stocks go down. So like, you need to, it all needs to be like your social media, your skills, your fighting, your talking, your fucking pictures. They all need to be good. But at the end of the day, when you get into the ring, that's where it counts, because none of it works without you performing.
It's interesting because you really seem like you grasped the whole, you know, concept behind, okay, it's not just about being a fighter. You've had a little taste, like you say, of the disappearing fans, which is good in a respect, I think, because you can kind of go, I know who's with me and I know who isn't with me.
Definitely.
You to me, you ooze confidence. You come across, I was looking at some stuff, I was thinking, you come across very, very well on camera, actually. And I think people, well, not I think, I know people can tell a genuine person, and when someone's being genuine versus, you know, being a fake. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think in that respect, that's where you'll win fans.
Definitely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Because I'm very well, like, it's a good and bad thing. I'm a person like that. If you tell me, like, what's this hat look like, a lot of people will tell you, oh, it's lovely. But if I think it's shit, like, I'm telling you it's shit. Like, I don't care, you know, and I really don't care. And like in school, stuff like that, like, I'm telling you exactly what I feel, and it's get me into trouble, and it's probably gonna continue to get me into trouble at the end of the day. But like, when you're a real person, the people who can't handle you go out of your life and talk shit about you, but the real people will stay, you know what I mean? So just be real, fuck what people think, and just enjoy the ride, because none of us make it out alive, you know?
Here's the thing, Lee, let me tell you, in my experience, the people that tell the truth are the people that I trust the most. Yeah. You know, and sometimes the truth is difficult to hear. Who is that on there? What are they saying? Because that looks like a nice one.
Stephen, he said, I messaged Lee after his loss, and he boxed a buddy of mine in the amateurs. Lee's positivity was amazing, and his kindness to me was different class. He's different class, and we go all the way. Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate it, bro.
That's nice. Are you paying people to do this? Because I've never seen so much positivity.
That's amazing, because I promise you, don't worry, I have lots of heroes too. But
hey, don't we all love?
Yeah, 100%. But listen, if you don't have heroes, you're doing something wrong, you know?
Listen, you know what? Honestly, before I started doing this, I never understood the concept of hater. Now I'm like, oh, that's what it means. It must mean I'm successful.
Yeah, exactly, 100%, you know? Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's like water off a duck's back.
Off the shore,
trust me.
Off, you know
trust me.
Definitely.
Trust me. So listen, do you know something else that I saw today? And I was trying to play it, but because I've got an earpiece in, that's what I was trying to fix. That's why we were late, people, or I was late. So I found some stuff of you MCing.
Oh yeah, you used to do a bit of that when I was childish and stupid.
Come on, I need to hear a little something.
You can't put me on the spot now, because no, see, I need.
No, come on.
You need a beat.
You should be able to drag it out.
Okay, all right.
Let's go.
Okay. There might be some curse words in this. Is that all right?
Hey, listen. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let's go.
Yes, Leah, I'm the man. Send more coke than a Pablo man. Say got more guns than a Taliban, and that's what they call me, dividend. Delivering justice like the postman. If rap was a drug god, celebrating rap. Sneak to the wall like Spider-Man, and I push in the face like Jackie Chan. Driving my life, MC Lee, I'm a handyman. If the bird don't leave no randy man, I get the lady sweet, they call me candy man. So I'm gonna live in that standard man. Yo!
Is that Jonathan in the background? I like it. Is that Jonathan in the background?
Yeah, he's gone back out now, yeah. See, we have good...
Hold on, I think he was trying to get in earlier on. Nice. So listen, I think you should... I was trying to... Because you've made a track, haven't you?
No, not properly. I just did it like in a car with a beat messing. Like, I've never...
No, I saw something today that it looked like you had done it. It said featuring Reeves.
Oh no, a lad from Limerick. He's a rapper. He's a good rapper, and he asked me could I send him some recordings of like positive messages, just speaking, and he added into his song. So yeah, so nice. That's like that means I'm doing stuff right, you know. My people from my own community in business, in music, and everything, asking like for like the collaborations and stuff like that. So I love my community, I love my city of Limerick, and there's so much support, and it's fantastic. And also I'm the ambassador of a team in Limerick called Limerick Treaty Suicide Prevention, who patrol the bridges every evening and around the town, helping people in distress, helping people from hard areas, going through hard times. Absolutely great people, volunteers who give up their evenings every evening to make sure like people who are feeling suicidal, feeling distressed, feeling bad, can get the help that they need. So for them, they come on board a couple of years ago and asked me to be the ambassador for them. Means that like I'm not a dickhead anymore. I'm doing good for myself. You know what I mean? So thank God, I'm trying my best anyway. So as I said, I have 3 younger sisters they look up to me. So if I'm able to be appreciated by good members of the community, then hopefully it gives them some like goodness to take out of the book, you know.
Yeah. To be honest, like you say, if everybody's you can't worry what anyone else thinks of you, Lee. You're doing your thing and you're getting appreciation. There's been some lovely messages on here. It's an amazing thing to get involved in, because I understand that recently there has been quite a few suicides over in Ireland due to COVID and
massive.
Yeah.
Like I think there's like towards the, I remember 1 month there was like, I think it was like 3 deaths by COVID and then 30 deaths by suicide in 1 month. And it's a pandemic here, trust me. In Limerick and in like more like a lot of the island, like it is a pandemic, and that's where the social media and the government and like everyone should be backing and funding towards. They shouldn't be like, I'm not saying ignore other things and ignore stuff going on, but like realize what's the real crisis, like, you know what I mean? Like there's a 99 point I know 99.8 survival rate of COVID-19. Like nobody's surviving suicide like that, you know. So it's not good, you know.
Do you think it's? I mean, do you think one of those sort of major reasons is because of unemployment, or just that whole, I don't know, just everything rolled into one? What do you think is causing that?
It's everything, like from like obviously people who are unemployed is going through a hard time, but it's everything from online social bullying, people, as I said, like fake social medias, negativity, just like negativity, people who have decent lives and who have better lives than 70% of the whole world looking at the grey side rather than looking at the good side, or people going through times and problems and thinking they're permanent and just fucking doing it and having a permanent solution, a permanent problem to a temporary solution, you know. So it's crazy, and a lot of people, like everybody who's came close to suicide and didn't do it now is sitting with their families or sitting in a way better mind frame and so glad that they didn't. So like, I don't know, it's just, there's so many reasons behind why people do it, but it's never the answer, you know what I mean? It's never the answer. So I don't know, we just need more support, and we need more help towards stuff like that in my city. It's very close to me because my own mother died by suicide, you know, and obviously she was a great woman, and like, so she was everything to me and my sisters and stuff like that. So if it can happen a strong woman like her, it can happen anybody. So I understand, and I don't ever condemn, or I don't ever like say, oh, you shouldn't have did it or this and that, but I just realized like that it's not something that you should ever turn to.
Lee, you're a credit to your mum, to be fair. She'd be absolutely proud. You come across really well.
Thank you.
I think that there's going to be, I've just got a feeling about you, there's going to be more to come. And that loss that happened, listen, it is what it is, to be fair.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever reason, at that point in your life, that happened for a reason.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying to you? You come across as a lovely kid. I call everyone that's younger than me a kid, so don't be offended. But if you could, I know everyone could argue there's so much more important things in life at the moment, but if you could, you know, map out the next 6 to 12 months, and it doesn't necessarily have to be about boxing.
Yeah.
You know, how would that look to you?
My next 6 to 12 months, if this corona thing blows over and things start going down, me and my promoter talk a lot of the time, like when things come back to normal, like I'm looking to be fighting every 6 weeks. I'm looking to entertain the fans. I'm looking to put all this work that I've been doing with John O'Brien over here into play. I'm like new and improvedly, and like we are new and improvedly, definitely. But I think the biggest thing is showing what Lee Reeves is really about and my full ability. So just getting back to winning ways, just staying positive, and hopefully my next 6 months is successful, positive, and good for the people and team around me, and hopefully I just I get the good team that's with me now watertight, so I have no other doubts or no loose ends, nothing like that. So basically my next 6 months is sharpening up my life, my team around me, family, being positive and being successful and smashing everybody at the other side of the ring.
See, until you got to that point, it was all nice, it was all positive, and then smashing someone.
You can ask John about that. Like when we talk and when we're having a laugh, I'm very, very nice. But when I get into the ring, like I honestly, I hit a different thing, and a lot of time he is to be like stop and look into my eyes and be like, "Are you listening? No, are you stop? You don't need to smash. You need to box." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah," because a lot of time I just want to smash. But listen, I suppose isn't it good when a trainer has to pull you back rather than push you forward, you know?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
You know?
Just out of interest, how is your old club? Is it Corpus Christi you were at in your amateur gym?
Yes.
How is that doing under the circumstances? And do you get a chance to go back, see the kids?
Yeah, well like when COVID wasn't as big, I was in every time I go back, I'd go to the gym and I train in Corpus Christi, and I'd be very grateful because I'd always have support from Declan and from Jeff and stuff like that. But since COVID, they're taking it very, very seriously, as they should. And like the limited numbers have to be in the gym when it was opened, and even to just go into the gym, even including myself, like there was no star treatment. He was like, you have to do the COVID meeting and like learn the rules before you come back. So fair play to Decky, you know. So I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks now, but they're still doing like some fitness classes and like and just making do with what the government guidelines can give them. But obviously we're all going through the same boat, you know.
Hey, listen, it sounds like you're having, you're in the right place with Jonathan. I spoke to Jonathan, obviously you'll know, I spoke to Jonathan the other week. Great character. It sounds good. It sounds like you're in the right place, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I just see the message there of MDK Nutritionist, which is Greg Marriott, saying, grow up. He's a funny man, but I want you, Baldy A.
What's
No, just Greg. He always just like text me, like just very like Greg's sense of humor. You have to really know Greg to get his sense of humor. Like otherwise, like you think, he's very sarcastic and stuff like that. But he's a funny man and he's a good guy, and he's always on Team Reeves as well. So I'm very grateful for people like him in my life.
Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing how you progress. I keep threatening. I was invited to Lanzarote, and then I don't know if we're allowed out of the country. I'll have to do some research. Yeah, I mean, sure.
Well, definitely get on here sometime.
Oh, I will do. I will. Don't listen. The thing is, he'll wish he hadn't invited me.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I'm inviting you up. I'm caught. I don't know what the professional term of it, but you're invited. Come over when you want. We'll get you.
Thank you, my darling.
Yeah.
Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
I don't know who is that trying to get in here. Let's just see if who's trying to get in here. Can you ask what his diet is like? Sorry, I've got to ask you what your diet is like.
Oh.
And that is from. Hold on. That is from. I can't read you. Sorry, I've got really, really terrible eyesight without my glasses on. So what is your diet like?
There's lots of good messages here, and positive messages and stuff like that. Lots of good people here, thank God. I appreciate it. Leave fans from Brazil.
Next time I will put on my other phone and I will be able to read them because I'll have you on again.
What's my diet?
Listen.
Like? My diet is...
Yes, what's your diet like? Like any tips?
Tips, I'm very standard. There's porridge, eggs,
nice,
avocado, lean meat, vegetables, and carbohydrates from rice. Listen, actually, I'm not good with diet because thankfully we have Jono's fiance Emma, who makes the food over here every morning after training, dinner and supper, and she's a queen. And without her, the team wouldn't be what it is because, like, she makes it happen. Trust me, because you know how stressful it is to have to like worry about like where your protein supplements and where stuff is coming from. If it was up to me, I'd have porridge 4 times a day and a protein shake 3 times a day. And I don't know, maybe I'd look like a greyhound. I don't know what would happen, but thankfully we have Emma over here, and she's the glue that holds this team together. And shout out to my sister Sharon. Oh, sister, my sister Shannon. I called her Sharon. Fuck. No.
But I like that. So you've got a queen looking after. There's always a woman behind the team.
100%, definitely.
Always.
Definitely, and not the sexist way, like saying, oh yeah, because food and stuff like that. She's there for emotional support, moral support. She's a team player more than any one of us. She's a #1 supporter. She's a day one, and she's a part of the team, big time. Just
I can't even read it. My eyesight is so bad.
Just people putting in laughing faces and stuff like that, and Greg saying sniff farts because the nutritionist Greg Marriott, because every time he takes a picture, he sticks his nose up and he just looks like he's smelling farts, and I just make sure I tell him that. I make sure I tell him that because, as I told you already, I'm a very straight up person. So, Greg, stop sniffing farts or pictures. You're a good looking man.
Stop it, Greg. Stop it.
Yeah.
Well, listen. It's been absolutely, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. You are, you just are a bundle of joy, to be fair. I wish you all the luck in the future.
Thank you very much. Listen, hopefully we've made friends for life now, and we continue seeing each other's journeys, and we both blow up.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, darling. But I will be over at Lanzarote soon. Trust me.
Definitely. Sounds good. It sounds good.
If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber of Shadowboxruk UK, we'd love to see you. So please go ahead and subscribe now.